Introduction: How to keep your resolutions. It is common to give up on your resolutions because after a while they seem impossible to keep. To avoid this, you must learn to plan better and work on your mindset. In this book, you will learn how to choose the right area of change, how to overcome mental blocks to change, how to learn from your failures, how to set ambitious but realistic goals, how to facilitate daily actions, how to maintain your motivation over time, how to create a positive environment. Our answers to these questions are easy to understand, simple to implement, and quick to execute. Ready to keep your resolutions? Let's go. How to choose the right area of change. To live a more fulfilling life, you need to improve in 10 areas: mental health, physical health, spirituality, intellectual life, marriage, partnership, parenting, friendships, work, hobbies, and personal finances. To begin, make a list of these 10 areas and rate each one from 0 to 10 in terms of how much you need to improve or not. Then rank them to identify the area that needs the most improvement. This exercise should be updated regularly to track your progress. In addition, it is important to improve the negatives of these areas rather than strengthening the positives because each area is interdependent on the others. For example, if you don't have good physical health, then you won't have energy at work. How to overcome mental blocks to change. One of the most common mental blocks is false assumptions that are an obstacle to your progress. For example, you are not creative enough to create your own music. Our society is based on similar beliefs, but some of us do the unthinkable by getting rid of this false assumption and proving that it is possible. For example, we used to think it was impossible to run 1 kilometer in less than 4 minutes. Yet in 1954, Roger Bannister did the unthinkable by running the mile in 3 minutes and 59 seconds. Many subsequent runners have broken through this glass ceiling. So, by revising your faulty assumptions, you can not only improve but also change the world. How do you learn from your failures? In general, a bad experience in the past can affect our confidence and prevent us from moving forward. And this can be seen in the age difference. 80% of teenagers make resolutions compared to 30% of seniors. In fact, you should not let your experiences affect your future actions. Instead, use these failures as useful tips instead of giving up. How to set ambitious but realistic goals. To find a balance between an ambitious but realistic goal, you should aim for a goal that is within your capabilities, but also requires a reasonable amount of effort. For example, if you want to write your first book, having the ambition to win the Nobel Prize in Literature is not reasonable for a beginner. On the contrary, if your goal is to finish your first draft in 12 months, too much time will make you lose your initial motivation and you will give up. A good goal would be to write your first draft in 3 months and a second draft 3 months later. In short, get out of your comfort zone. Be in your discomfort zone but don't get into your delusion zone. How to facilitate daily actions. Human beings become addicted to daily tasks performed over a long period of time. So when you have a huge task to accomplish, break it down into smaller goals with satisfying rewards. For example, if you want to read the Bible, read it for 20 minutes every morning and in 1 year you will have succeeded. And every morning when you finish reading, you'll feel a sense of gratitude and enjoyment as you move toward your goal. In general, it takes anywhere from a few days to a year to anchor a new habit in your life. The average is 2 months. It depends on the complexity of the task in question. To facilitate the habituation to a task, in addition to introducing a reward, transform the task into a game to make it more enjoyable. For example, each day you read your book, check a box on your calendar and try to see how many days in a row you can keep up. How do you maintain your motivation over time? To sustain a task over time, you need to keep in mind why that task makes you a better person. Make a list of reasons why you want to do this particular task, and then choose the strongest points. For example, if you are exercising, the reasons might be, I am tired of being fat. I want to prove to myself that I can succeed. Exercise makes me more productive and happier. Caution. One of the reasons could be to do this task to please a loved one, but this is not valid because the reason must come solely from you. And once this task is done, you must constantly remind yourself of your main motivations. Go back to your important points and state them before doing your task. Finally, your actions must become your new identity. For example, if you spend hours practicing the guitar, when you perform well and are recognized by your peers, then you become a guitarist. And this new identity motivates you to perfect this art. How to create a positive environment. To keep your resolution, you need to surround yourself with people who support your goals, either those who have the means to help you by passing on their skills, or those who are on the same path as you and can encourage you. This is why joining a community is a good idea for 4 reasons. You can learn from others. Competition within the group promotes performance. You are accountable to the community. You motivate and encourage each other. Another way to get help would be through tutoring. For example, if you want to improve your piano playing, hire a piano teacher. Conclusion: to keep your resolutions, you need to spread your efforts over 10 different areas. The goals you set should be realistic and find a support group to keep you motivated. If you like the summary, click on one of our partner links to discover your best year ever. A 5-step plan for achieving your most important goals by Michael Hyatt in ebook, book or audiobook format. And if you're not interested in reading further, we recommend you discover Drive, The Surprising Truth About What Motivates Us by Daniel Pink. Introduction: How to increase your motivation. We have 2 motivations, intrinsic and extrinsic, but only intrinsic motivation has a real benefit on you. By discovering it, you will be able to increase your motivation and accomplish the actions that really matter to you. In this book, you will learn: why does extrinsic motivation destroy intrinsic motivation? What is the difference between 1.0 and 2.0 motivation? Why you need to discover your 3.0 motivation. How to achieve 3.0 motivation. How to increase your 3.0 motivation. Our answers to these questions are easy to understand, simple to implement, and quick to execute. Ready to increase your motivation? Let's go.